Hello, everyone. I am here today with beautiful Gemma and her beautiful daughter Darcy, who you just see her head, who's only 7 weeks old, and who has been along this whole emergence journey. Really, hasn't she? You fell pregnant with her after we started this process, and she came a little bit early. But tell me a little bit about your story and why you chose to write in this book and become an author of emergence.
Hmm. Um, yeah, I suppose I was actually wanting to write a whole story. Um, my whole story. I wanted to do a solo book, as you know, because you were the lovely publisher that I was going to go with for that. And then I just had this like intuitive feeling like, "Oh, imagine if you're pregnant and you know being pregnant for me is a whole journey anyway because of history of loss and yeah, micropremies and all of that. But also writing a book is huge. It's huge energy. And so I just had this like little intuitive, ooh, little warning signs and yeah, tested and I was pregnant. So um then it just felt right to write a chapter instead. And I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to write my chapter about because I've experienced loss as a child. Um, my dad abandoned my mother and I when I was born, and he later committed suicide. So, that largely shaped my life. And I also lost my firstborn son, Harrison, a day after he was born. And then went on to have another child who was born 23 weeks. So it was kind of like history repeating itself with my firstborn. And now here is my beautiful thirdborn child, Darcy, who went on to 37 weeks. So I didn't really know, how much I wanted to include in that because within each experience, there's a different story, right?
Mhm.
But I think for me, the most life shifting experience was the loss of my son. And I knew that there was a connection there with the loss of dad. Um, and I was beginning to kind of come to this realization that there was a connection between the two experiences. Um, and certainly writing about the two experiences helped me to see the connection and
Mm.
to objectively look at what I'd experienced and what it had done for me. So I began to start seeing that when I lost my dad as a little girl, my heart began to close. And, I started going down the path of addiction and, all the naughty things. And then as I became a young adult, I flipped it and went the other way into like overachievement and all of that. And then when I lost my son, I kind of had no choice but to let go of everything and to just heal. And although my heart felt completely broken, I can now see it as my heart beginning to open again. And with that, such intense pain, going there and feeling it um, gave me the opportunity to feel the complete other end of the spectrum, which, when I lost my dad and I closed my heart and I went to all of those external things, I couldn't feel that full range of emotion. Um, and yeah, I really lived in my head a lot, and losing my son brought me back to my heart and experiences that I've had since then, which I will go on to write about more and more, because yeah, what I've learned through those experiences and how to kind of have this relationship with my heart has been incredible. But I now recognize that those experiences, that's what's happened. And yeah, I just really wanted to be able to give readers hope. And I heard this really cool analogy once that hope stands for hearing other people's experiences, um, which generates hope. And I really resonate with that. And so I suppose the point of me writing about it is I wanted to give other people hope that in their pain there is always purpose, even if it doesn't seem to make sense or seem to be fair. There's always a purpose, and if we can come back to our heart and trust and experience it through our heart rather than in our head in those stories, why me, um yeah, we can make it to the other side and find that purpose, find that light.
I love that. It's something that I really truly believe in. Like life is, and that's what the whole like premise of this book is that there is so much value in the contrast and in the polarity of life. And to when we have our heart open and we allow ourselves to experience the depths of pain, we also get to experience the depths of pleasure and bliss and joy. And I also have this theory that as angel mums, that we have this capacity for our hearts to spread all the way to heaven. And it means that we have this extra, like these extra feelings that not everyone who has experienced loss of that profanity, that profound kind of loss gets to feel. And when we can open ourselves up to that level and depth of loss and pain, we also get to experience that level of love and the polarity of what life is here for and passion and purpose. So um yeah, I really resonate with that. What would be, you kind of already answered my second question, which was about like what would the gold nugget be? What would the thing that you want the reader to feel or experience or the transformation that you'd like for them to have? But you kind of already explained that. Do you have anything else? Is there like that hope feeling? Is there any kind of like shift in perspective that you would love them to experience, or your shift in perspective that as you were writing it, you had in your head, we went through the process of what's the transformation, what's the message for the reader. Was it that hope? Is that the shift that you would like for them to feel or experience?
Yeah. I guess also I like to use analogies a lot. I like to create almost like a visual for people to understand a story or an experience. And in my chapter, I write about having a suit of armor.
Mm,
And when you have that shift in perspective of, like all of your pain and the things that you're doing to make yourself feel better, being that suit of armor. But that a suit of armor is also really bloody heavy,
mm,
really, it makes it really hard to feel free and abundant, and you feel like burdened with responsibility. Like literally think about what's a suit of armor doing. If you're a knight, you're like protecting everybody, protecting your body. And um yeah, so it just felt, well, that's what it felt like for me, the experience of like shedding these pieces of armor, because um feeling light and feeling abundant and all of that is they are the feelings that I never felt before. Never.
mm,
I always felt really heavy. I always felt in lack. I always felt like I was constantly giving, people taking, but never receiving. Um, yeah, so I suppose the shift in perspective is to, I'm hoping that readers might um, be able to visualize their pain as that suit of armor, and you know, be willing to start taking off the pieces.
Yeah, I really love that. I hope that too. I think you share that so beautifully in your chapter. Um, for you, oh, is she waking up? For you, what is the transformation? How has this process helped you to get it out of your heart and onto paper, to write your chapter?
Um, I think it has, I think it has, just wait. No, darling. Uh, I think it has really shown me how much gold I have to offer the world. Like I'm one of these people that's felt it since childhood that I was here to do something really great. Something really great. And I believe that those of us who have the courage and are brave enough to go there with their pain and find the purpose within, we all have some sort of you know, mission that we're here to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like writing this chapter has helped me to get clear on that. And, you know, it being something that's unique to my experience. And, you know, I've like through my healing, I went and saw a lot of different coaches and healers, and I went through this phase of, I suppose, trying to like reteach what I had learned from other people. And writing this chapter helped me to see that actually there were like my own intuitive steps that I had taken to heal that actually weren't taught to me by anybody. And
Mm.
that's gold now that I get to share with the world and to help other people with.
Yeah, you created a framework of healing, a process, a
Mm.
method, and you get to share that, and you will. Um, we will wrap it up because I know this baby girl probably needs you, but where can people find you? Is it best to we've got the links in the web in the book to your website and to your social media, but we would love for people to just reach out and connect with you on Instagram or on your website and learn more about what it is that you're doing in the world. And after after this baby is a little bit older and you have time to process, come and to connect with you, see the work that you're doing with women and, you know, heart attunement. And I know that there's going to be something magical, that a framework, like you just hit on that hidden little note there. I think that there's something coming. There's a framework and you created it. It was your process. And I think when you share it with the world, it will change lives. So make sure, if you're watching this, go and connect with Jemma. Thank you so much for being here with me and for being in this book and for sharing your heart. And I just know that your your words and your message will, you know, will change someone's life. So it's been an honor to walk with you.
Hey, Georgie.
See you later.
Bye.